Hey everyone, it is Monday, September 21st, and what have I been up to? Well, I've been working on those jaded blankets, but on Tuesday, for whatever reason, I got the urge to make a different blanket. So, late Tuesday night, from scratch, I started to make a blanket using this Karen Rosewood yarn, and this is the jumbo. You can only get this in jumbo, so you can see how beautiful that is. So I made double granny squares, and I tried to pull colors that, like, there's a pink, and this is more plumish than pink, but not quite purple plum. And then there's a green and a white, and so I basically use those four colors, and I'm on Saturday night I finished the entire afghan. So you can see it looks like this. You can see it has a specific pattern to it. In fact, what I did was, because I knew I wanted a pattern of colors, I just made myself this little grid like this to show what I needed to do. And then I sort of did it differently than I did my other afghans with granny squares, which didn't have any specific pattern. Because they were just made with scrap yarn. This was not made with scrap yarn. This was specifically designed. So now I have down here, like, oh, I need 9 of this, 9 of this, 9 of this, and 8 of this. But that's not how I did it. I didn't like do all 9 pinks and all 9 light pinks. I did it row by row, because I did not want to take a chance of messing up my pattern. So literally I did the colors for each row, then I outlined each square, then I sewed the squares into a row and woven all my ends, and then started the next row. And when that was done, I sewed the 2 rows together, and so on and so on and so on. So anyways, so by Saturday night, yeah, I finished it about midnight. So that was really kind of like a 4.5 day project. And I've tried sleeping under it a couple of nights now, but it's still kind of warm here. Well, it's very warm here. So I end up throwing it off a lot, and then it's throwing it back on. Is it cold? Is it hot? Anyways. It's heavy. It's like, I don't know, it's like a weighted blanket. But anyways, I had really wanted to use that Karen Rosewood. My sister sent me 3 skeins, and I didn't know what to do with it. I ended up using 2.5 on the blanket, because every single square has Karen Rosewood in it, and then it's combined with the other colors. So I did that, yes. And so now I'm going to go back and work on the jaded blankets, because I am going to be giving to that same sister, going to give 5 of her grandkids afghans. I've already sent 1 of her kids. I did 3 afghans for them, so now I just have 5 more to do. But they're not all getting jaded afghans, because one of the kids is 19, so I'm thinking I might do another Debbie Dearest, although I will probably want to shoot myself. But Debbie Dearest really comes up with some gorgeous designs. So I'm thinking about doing that. Okay, so then I don't know if you heard, but it was either last Thursday or Friday night. Yeah, we had a little earthquake here, and it was about 11:30 at night, and it really shook pretty hard for several seconds. And the reason why it shook so hard here was because the epicenter was pretty close to where I live. So we got the full brunt of it right away. And my landlady was actually on the phone talking to a friend of hers, and she said, oh, we're having an earthquake. And a friend who lives in down south, and she said, oh, we're not having an earthquake here. And then a couple seconds later she said, oh, now we have the earthquake. It's because there was just a little time delay in getting it. So, but everything's fine. I haven't felt an earthquake for a long time. I don't mind them. I like the rolling ones better than the ones that just crack and shake really bad. But the rolling ones, they're just kind of interesting. But regardless, when you have an earthquake, it makes the hair on the back of your neck just stand up straight, and all your adrenaline's just going. Even though I just sat here and waited it out. Okay, so the next thing you should know about what's going on in that area. Oh, last week was really bad with the smoke from the fires. Now, we're not as bad down here as they are up in Northern California, say in the Bay Area. Yeah, so we're not that bad. Our skies were never orange like that, but for several days we had unhealthy air warnings, and one day our air quality index got up to 249, which is terrible. I mean, and you could just see outside it was smoky, and it just smelled like a campfire all the time. Now, right now, our skies are cleared, but directly north of me is, the little San Gabriel Mountains, and directly north is Mount Wilson, and on top of Mount Wilson are lots of TV antennas, and there's an observatory up there, and there's a huge fire in the hills behind that. It's called the Bobcat Fire. Okay, it's a little darker, but the birds are chirping to the birds outside. I had my door open. Okay, so anyways, where was I with this fire? Oh, they think the Bobcat Fire will not be put out for another month. I mean, it's just huge. And from my front doorstep, I can see the smoke. So here's a little clip of the smoke coming over. Well, you can see it over the rooftop, but the mountain's quite far away. But still, it's a huge amount of smoke. Just to let you know, that is not a cloud formation. That is smoke from the Bobcat Fire. And right over there, well, that little hilltop, mountaintop is Mount Wilson. There's a whole bunch of antennas up there for the TV stations, and there's an observatory. I think it's for probably like fire station kind of thing. But yeah, that's what's going on in my area. Big fire. Bobcat Fire is huge. What else have I been up to? Well, do you guys ever watch those videos, the reaction videos to people watching some TV show or movie they've never seen before, and they react live to it? Well, I don't know why, but I got real hooked on watching reaction videos to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which I love. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Peter Jackson version, absolutely love it. And so I'm watching these and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm seeing scenes I've never seen before. And I've seen the movie several times. And then I realized that, well, they're watching the extended version, which I don't have the extended version. I've never seen the extended version. Now I went out and I have the extended version, so I'm starting to go through that. There is like an hour extra footage to each movie. And I don't know that those things necessarily add anything to the movies. But if you just love the movies, it's like you get an hour extra time to spend in that world. That's the way I look at it. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to get the Hobbit extended version, because I wasn't even that crazy about those movies, but I might just do it so that I have a set of the whole thing extended. Anyhow, so yeah, I watched several people's reactions to all the Hobbit stuff and all the Lord of the Rings stuff, and some people are easier to watch than others. Some people are just absolutely dull, and some people make incredibly stupid remarks, and not about not being well versed in J.R.R. Tolkien, because I'm certainly not versed at all, but just stupid comments. Anyhow, I used to love watching the reaction videos to Sherlock. Oh my gosh, those would be hilarious. So if you want to have a good time, I mean, watch some reaction videos. Those can really be funny. And that's about it for right now. I hope everybody is safe from the little disasters that are going on, like the hurricanes and the fires and whatever, and the violence. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.